Good afternoon, everybody. This is meteorologist Elijah Kirby, and we are live due to a severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued here for the majority of Bedford and Coffee County, okay? And also a portion of Moore County as well. We'll get in right into it here in just a second. I need to turn down my fan here real quick. It's a little loud humming there in the background. But we'll get started here in just a second. All right, got that turned down pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and get rocking and rolling here. So severe thunderstorm warning is in effect here for a majority or all of Bedford County and western Coffee County, as well as western Moore County as well. Okay. So the main threat today is going to be damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, but we also could have some an very isolated tornado or two can't be completely ruled out here. So I'm able to monitor y'all's comments here. And just forewarning everybody, if for some reason I do go offline during this live stream, I will be posting updates still, radar updates like I usually do. So I don't, just in case something like that was to happen. I will keep on posting updates as needed. So I do want to point out that there is a very strong thunderstorm here in pretty much right over Shelbyville. A lot of cloud to ground lightning occurring with this storm, maybe some small hail here from the US 41A corridor on the north side of town all the way down to US 64 along Rabbit Branch Road and Warner's Bridge Road coming into, where Tyson is. And we'll be coming directly into downtown Shelbyville here in just a minute. But I do want to, to let y'all know that this is not, a severe thunderstorm here. Our main line is going to be right off to the west here, and it's about to come into western Bedford County. Okay, so this is going to be the main line right here, and it's going to push off towards the west, or towards the east, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and look at the how fast this storm is moving here. I haven't got a chance to look at any of the information. So looks like it's moving east at 45 miles per hour, okay? So one thing I like to do when we're dealing with, damaging wind gusts situations is I like to look at the wind signatures off the Huntsville radar site, and good grief, these are some very, very, very good, or very impressive, I should say, not good, but very impressive wind signatures off the Huntsville radar site here. And you can see some of these bulges where some of the higher wind gusts might be located, like right here, and that's moving off towards the east. And then we have another bulge between Lewisburg and Chapel Hill, and then another small one here on the west side of Lewisburg too. So going to have some pretty good wind gusts come in here over the next little bit. I'm going to go ahead and inspect some of these points, and yeah, we're seeing some 65, 70 mile per hour wind gusts off the Huntsville radar site here, and we're getting pretty low to the ground, when the radar site is scanning around, and these storms are coming almost directly towards the radar site. So we're getting some really good readings here off of this storm, and it looks like that we definitely do have a pretty nice squall line about to move in here from the west. Okay, so if you are in Wheel, this is hitting you right now. So Wheel is about to get in on the worst of the storm here. And then moving up the chain here towards Unionville and Rover up in northwestern Bedford County, you have maybe 2 or 3 more minutes here before it reaches you, okay? I'm going to go ahead and look at the, we'll take a look here at the camera at the courthouse annex in Shelbyville, courtesy of the Bedford County EMA. And right now, it's not showing much, but again, the storm that is moving through Shelbyville right now is not technically severe, right? This is just a strong thunderstorm, right? Just a strong thunderstorm here moving through central Bedford County. And it looks like we had a we had a 12-mile-per-hour wind gust, so not very impressive there. But the worst of the storm still hasn't come through yet, or quite yet. So, we just lost power on the east side of Shelbyville. Thank you, Belinda. Lost power, Belmont. There's a lot of power outages coming in already, and this is not even for the main line that is about to move in. So, not looking good for my chances of staying live. But you know, we'll see. Pickle Street just lost power as well. So, yeah, lots of power outages here with these strong thunderstorms moving through central Bedford County. But again, we do have the line, which is what the severe warning is out for, 60 plus mile per hour wind gust. And that is what, the main concern is here. And looks like the Huntsville Weather Service did amend their portion of the severe thunderstorm warning and add a winds up to 70 miles per hour. And that bumps up the warning to a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. And also, I see that they put in a tornado possible tag as well. Monitoring all the chat rooms today, just to make sure I'm keeping an eye on everything. In terms of reports and what the Weather Service is seeing here. So, it says that they did bump up to 70 mile per hour winds on the warning in Lincoln and Moore County. So that. The damage threat is considerable here, and as we can see with the Huntsville radar site, the velocity data that we're seeing, this is there's some pretty good signatures here, straight line wind signatures right along this line where the darker aqua colors are. That's going to be your 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts here. So just just east of Lewisburg and coming directly down State Route 64 into Shelbyville, and that 60 to 70 mile per hour wind zone pretty much goes all the way from Henry Horton State Park all the way down to the I-65 exit there with the US 64 between Pulaski and Fayetteville. Okay, so lots of widespread damaging winds will be possible with this storm as it comes through. Okay, so I want to make sure that everyone is inside. You don't want to be outside. You don't necessarily have to take your tornado precautions. Okay, but that doesn't mean that we should be outside looking at it or anything like that. You definitely want to be inside and away from windows if that's possible. So I am going to do a storm track on it for us here. If I'm being completely honest, the line from Unionville and northward doesn't look all that impressive to me. I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned about mainly along and south of this line for the damaging wind potential, and that's going to be right here. Okay, so that's where the damaging winds are right now, and this is moving off towards the east at 45 miles per hour. Excuse me. I'm used to saying 60 miles per hour because of the wind gusts. So I can't do all of them, just do the warning all at the same time. So, we're going to have to just go through little segments one by one here. But we have Anchor Mill in 5 minutes, El Bethel 7 minutes, Shelbyville 11 minutes, El Bethel 19 minutes, War Trace 20 minutes. Bug Scuffle 21 minutes, Haley 21 minutes, Courtner 24 minutes. That would mean Normandy probably about 24 to 25 minutes. Union Ridge 24 minutes, Balcom 27 minutes, Noah 30 minutes, and Farrah Hill in 32 minutes. Okay, so that's for the northern portion of the line, and let's do another one here for kind of the middle portion here that's going to impact southern Bedford County and then off towards Tullahoma. Okay, so we're putting it in at 45 miles per hour here, and we have Bedford in about 2 minutes, Shelbyville Mills in about 8 minutes, Bottle Hollow 18 minutes, Ross 21 minutes, Normandy 25 minutes, as I just got done saying a minute ago, Flowertown 27 minutes, so that would mean, Tullahoma, I would be ready to be inside at the very least here within the next 25 to 27 minutes or so, okay? And then we'll do the southern portion of the line here that is entering Moore County. So moving east at 45 miles per hour. And we have New Herman in about 11 minutes, Lynchburg 18 minutes, Raysville 21 minutes, Sharondale 26 minutes, Flourtown 27 minutes, and Tullahoma in 28 minutes. Okay, so that's what we're looking at for timing here on these, on this line of severe thunderstorms here that is pushing in from the west at this time. Okay, so does anyone in Wheel have any reports on if these winds are coming to the ground? But it's kind of hard to see on the radar if these are exactly reaching the ground. But someone has any reports, that would be great. The sirens should not be sounding in Bedford County. The sirens should not be sounding in Bedford County. There is no tornado warning in effect. I will say, though, the Huntsville Weather Service is monitoring in a broad area of rotation here south or north of Fayetteville, excuse me. So just FYI, if you're in Moore County here, keep an eye on that just in case. I didn't say the tornado threat was 0. I said it was low, so we got to keep that in mind. For Bedford and Coffee County, I'm not seeing anything, worth monitoring there. But lots of heavy rainfall moving through. Lots of very, very, but the worst of the storm here is coming through Bedford right now and about to enter Moore County here along Chestnut Ridge. Okay, so basically, right along the US 231 corridor is where the worst of the storm is about to hit. Okay, so it looks like the Weather Service is going to put out a tornado warning here for Moore County. Okay, a tornado warning is about to come out for Moore County. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to storm relative velocity here. Okay. Yeah, tornado warning is about to come out here for Moore County. Tornado warning. Wind getting worse in Unionville. Thank you for the report. If you know anyone in Moore County, just go ahead and tell them to hop on in here. Because we're about to have to cover a tornado warning here in just a second. So, Tammy, I'd give it about 45 minutes before it gets to Hillsboro. 45 minutes to an hour. This is where the area of rotation is. So here's the tornado warning. It just came out here, and includes a good bit of Moore County. Actually, it includes all of Moore County. So, yeah. We're about to go through this again here with the tornado sirens going off in Tullahoma. All right. Tullahoma, your main concern is going to be straight line winds. All right. There is not a tornado warning in effect for Coffee County. There is a tornado warning in effect for a good portion of northern Franklin and basically all of Moore County. All right. So that's basically what we're watching at this point. In terms of a couplet, I'm really having a hard time picking anything out in particular here. But if you are in Moore County, just go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Lowest floor of a building, away from windows. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible with this tornado warning in effect. Okay? There is no tornado warning for Bedford County. There is no tornado warning for Bedford County that I know of. Okay, yeah, there's no tornado warning for Bedford County. This is strictly for Moore County. All right, strictly for Moore County. Thank you, Miss Teresa. Bad lightning, heavy thunder. Fairlane subdivision. Thank you, Miss McCarty. Thank you for the stars, John. All right, so again, we have a tornado warning here in effect for Moore County, and also northern Franklin County as well. And in terms of circulations, nothing really stands out that much to me. There is a small circulation right here, and then there is another circulation maybe just south of there, around Belleville. And these are all moving towards the east, okay? So just for, just to be on the safe side, if you're in Moore County, I would be taking your tornado precautions here, okay? But in terms of the wind, there is still going to be there is a lot of wind coming into Moore County, okay? A lot of straight line wind, regardless of the tornado potential. So right here along Chestnut Ridge, Mount Herman, New Herman, towards the county line area of Moore County, this is where, the worst of the winds are coming into right now. It's basically going to ride right down the TN 129 corridor into central Moore County, okay? And the radar is picking up on some of these values here, 70 to 75 miles per hour. So there's going to be probably a lot of tree damage here, power outages, things like that here coming into Moore County. I'm going to look back at the storm relative velocity here. So the reds and the greens are what we like to see close together. But so the whole line basically has, reds and greens close together. But that's not really what we look for. We look for these little kinks here within the line. And that is one of the kinks on the very north side of Moore County here near Chestnut Ridge. And then there's another, there's other very small kinks along the southern portion of the tornado warning. But definitely the worst of the storm here, or the worst threat with this storm, is going to be 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts, all right? Yeah, so I go through this every time. I'm going through this, we go through this a lot with tornado warnings that are in effect for Franklin and Moore counties. The Tullahoma sirens will sound even though there is not a tornado warning in effect for the city of Tullahoma, all right? So we, it seems like every severe event we go through this, but there is no tornado warning in effect for the Coffee County side of Tullahoma, all right, which is the majority of Tullahoma, downtown Tullahoma, all the way out to, the Lowe's and all the stores, everything out Jackson Street is on the Coffee County side of Tullahoma. So, no, there is no tornado coming to Shelbyville, Tennessee today. This is strictly straight line winds for us in Shelbyville. So, looking at the chat room, not seeing much else at the current moment. Heavy rain in Airport Acres. Thank you for the report. So I'm going to go up here and we're going to look at the Bedford County EMA camera. Let's see if we can get some of these stronger wind gusts on camera here. And it looks like the worst of the wind is coming through central Bedford County. My opinion on Lynchburg, I don't see anything particularly frightening in terms of, a tornado for Moore County. This is, strictly going to be damaging straight line winds and maybe a quick spin up tornado. And I'll keep on looking, at the radar. I'm keeping a close eye on stuff, but I don't see anything particularly crazy for Tullahoma for Moore County right now, besides the threat of up to 70-mile-per-hour winds, which is still very impressive, okay? Still very impressive winds, but they're just straight line and they're not twirling in a circle, maybe, okay? So, but I am keeping a close eye on the radar just in case something changes here and we do have a quick spin-up tornado develop, all right? But if you were in Moore County, still stay sheltered. Just, over the next few minutes while this tornado warning is in effect, okay? We want to treat every tornado warning seriously, all right? So the winds are howling pretty good here. A 24-mile-per-hour wind gust recorded off the radar site there off the camera there in Shelbyville. So looking at the latest wind gust map here, this is just looking at the winds, what they could be doing at the surface. And the aqua colors still show potential for 60 to maybe 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. All right, so this is moving off towards the east at 45 miles per hour. So Tullahoma, you have about 10-15 minutes before this storm gets to you. Lynchburg, you have maybe 2 or 3 minutes at the most here. So be prepared to to head inside over the next few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and look at the storm relative velocity here. This gives us a better idea of twisting in the atmosphere, but again, I'm not seeing anything that is very defined on on the radar here, but still 70+ mile per hour wind gusts here coming into central Moore County. So, just to give everyone a quick warning in case my power fails here or the internet goes out. We'll keep on posting updates on my page. I just may not be live. All right. I'm having to do a remote live, quote unquote remote live today, just because I really wasn't expecting storms to overperform like this. So, I'm running a little bit with a little bit less steam than usual. So I apologize for that. But this is a very strong line of storms here. Very, very strong line of storms that is pushing through more Bedford and Coffee counties, and eventually Franklin County will get in on the worst of the storm here too. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the Bedford County EMA camera, and looks like maybe the worst of the winds might be south of Shelbyville, thankfully, because most of the time we look for the strongest wind gusts to be right along this leading edge. So coming into Lynchburg right now, and then coming up into or about to come through Normandy and Tullahoma, Motlow campus over the next 10-15 minutes or so. Bottle Hollow, you're up next as well here with the potential for 60+ mile per hour wind gusts. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do some storm tracks here. I got a lot of people asking me about, timing. And what about this place? What about that place? So let's go ahead and do some timing here. I'm going to have to do multiple little segments here of the line, so be patient with me. Bug Scuffle, 6 minutes. Haley, 6 minutes. Courtner, 9 minutes. Courtner's Mill, 9 minutes. Normandy, 10 minutes. Rutledge Falls, 20 minutes. Manchester, 24 minutes. New Union, 24 minutes. Westwood Homes in 24 minutes. And Ragsdale in 28 minutes, okay? So that's for the northern portion of the storm, and here we're going to do one for the middle portion. And this would be Tullahoma in 14 minutes, Terra Estates in 15 minutes, Rutledge Falls in 21 minutes, and Duncantown in 28 minutes, okay? And then here is the southern portion of the storm, moving it out at 45 miles per hour. This may include some Franklin County communities. Lynchburg 2 minutes, Estill Springs 19 minutes, Deckard 24 minutes, and Gum Creek in 28 minutes, okay? So that's a few of the communities that will be impacted here by, these strong to severe thunderstorms over the next little bit, okay? The worst of the wind is coming into Lynchburg now, okay? So probably getting some 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts here in the Lynchburg area. And Ross, Tullahoma, Normandy, your time is about to be up here. And you'll be getting in on the worst of the storm here too. But I am very concerned for power outages and down trees in Lynchburg proper, okay? So, and there is a tornado warning in effect, so I hope everyone, is seeking shelter. I don't see anything particularly concerning when it comes, when I'm looking at the velocity data here from the Huntsville radar site. But, we do want to, keep an eye on it just in case. It looks like a new tornado warning has come out here for southern Moore County. And I'm going to switch it over to storm relative velocity. Now this particular couplet does look a little bit more promising in terms of maybe producing a tornado. So Hardlow, Liberty Hill, Beach Hill, Marble Hill, go ahead and seek your tornado safe place just to be on the safe side. But again, the worst the worst threat with this storm is going to be damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. All right, 60 to 70 miles per hour. Looking in the chat room, making sure I'm not missing anything. All right, so Lynchburg is getting in on the worst of the damaging wind gust right now. 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts will be possible here downtown Lynchburg. And this will be moving right along the State Route 50 corridor, towards Winchester over the next 15 minutes, okay? So if you are in Winchester, I would go ahead and, be thinking about getting towards my safe place just to be on the safe side. All right. Tullahoma, Bottle Hollow, Normandy, and Midway are the next areas that I'm most concerned about here with damaging wind gusts. Okay. If we look at the radar, and we'll go to the regular rain view here to show this, but basically along and south of this line is where I'm most concerned with, the severe weather potential. I'm not super concerned with, Wartrace or Bell Buckle, Fairfield, or Beech Grove. You might still have some stronger wind gusts, but definitely the worst of the winds here. Normandy, Tullahoma, Bottle Hollow, Ross, just came through Flat Creek, down towards Raysville and Lynchburg over the next, 5 to 10 minutes or so, okay? Thank you, everyone, for the stars. I appreciate it. And I apologize again for, the technical difficulties here. I know it's probably not the smoothest stream I've ever had, but, we're just making it work today. Really coming down here in Normandy, loud and proud storm. That's a good way to put it. So yeah, I'm aware of the warning to the south here. Um, I'll go ahead and look at it. And again, I'm just not seeing anything too crazy in terms of rotation with this storm. This is definitely looks like a straight line wind event here, with 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts being possible. And Tullahoma, you have maybe 5 minutes, okay? It's about to be on top of you. And same thing, Ross, it is on top of you right now. And those along the Franklin and Moore County line are getting in on the worst of it right now along Timms Ford Lake, Ridgeville. State Route 476 is on the other side of the county line there, but we do have a very intense thunderstorm here moving into Franklin County and moving into Tullahoma as well over the next 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and look at the storm relative velocity for rotation signatures. Still not seeing anything overly impressive. I think this is definitely a straight line wind event here for us. The rain has stopped off Union Street in Shelbyville. Thank you, Miss Lynn. So looking at the latest radar scan here, the worst of the storm is about to enter Tullahoma. With if we just look at the data off the Huntsville radar site, still seeing some 60 to 65 mile per hour winds, maybe up to 70 here. So a lot of a lot of strong wind gusts about to come in, and the potential for some damaging wind gusts as well over the next 5 to 10 minutes. All right. Very heavy rainfall coming down in Normandy right now. What about Tullahoma? I've been talking about Tullahoma. If you've been listening, or if you just joined us, the worst of the storm here is about to enter Tullahoma. All right. The worst of the storm is about to enter Tullahoma. You can see the green surges here coming up Highway 55 into town. Aqua blues, where the 60 plus mile per hour wind gusts will be possible. So it's about to come into downtown Tullahoma right now. I do want to see what the worst wind gust was off the Shelbyville. Yeah, it looks like the worst wind gust was 22 miles an hour. So I definitely think with this line surging out, getting sort of a bow shape here from Tullahoma down towards Winchester, coming right at Estill Springs, think that's where the worst of the wind is going to be over the next few minutes. So if you're in Estill Springs, just go ahead and seek shelter. You're still under the tornado warning there. But I would definitely be concerned about the damaging wind gust potential more than anything. Looking at the storm relative velocity, there is a little couplet here showing up just south of Tullahoma proper. And this is moving towards just north of Estill Springs towards the UT Space Institute, over the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. But if you're in Estill Springs, between Tullahoma and Estill Springs, just go ahead and, seek shelter just to be on the safe side here. Jennifer, I would be getting to an enclosed building if you are camping out on Woods Reservoir. Probably a safe bet. New severe thunderstorm warning is coming out here for southern Coffee County. This will include Hillsborough and go on into Grundy County as well. But looking at the data, I'm just not overly concerned about the damaging wind potential, kind of north of this line here. I know I keep on shifting it southward, but really Hillsborough, Tullahoma, and Lynchburg just got through the worst of the storms here. So I do want to look at the there is a power outage map. So looking at the power outages, well, you can't see them with the storm coming through right now. But, I'll keep an eye on that over the next little bit. So there's the new severe thunderstorm warning box. The warning does go all the way up to New Union. You probably heard that. There's it's storming fairly good here in Normandy right now. Power's out in Lynchburg off Main Street. Thank you. Speaking of Lynchburg, you are good to go. Moore County is good to go from this particular severe thunderstorm warning, and Shelbyville's good to go. Anyone along and west of 231 is clear from this particular severe thunderstorm. So that's good news. Good news. But I am concerned about especially Estill Springs here. Pretty good bow echo moving in from the radar. And looking at the tornado potential, not overly impressive, but we do still have that little circulation there that's about to go over Woods Reservoir there near UT Space Institute. So very good bow signature here. You have the winds that are pushing the precipitation out ahead of the storm. And the winds are pushing that direction there into the storm. So definitely some 70 plus mile per hour wind gusts will be possible in Estill Springs over the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. Still keeping an eye out here for what we have, any damage reports or anything else. So Hillsborough, you have about 5, or I'll give it 10 minutes before it gets to Hillsborough. Wind gusts are fairly strong here in Normandy right now. So power out off of Cobb Hollow in Lynchburg. Thank you for the report. Moore County EMA director is reporting about 1,000 people without power in Moore County, and a couple calls about trees being down as well in Moore County. I'm trying to get that off the screen there. Yes, so the worst of the storm is coming through Normandy and Tullahoma right now, down towards Estill Springs. But the worst of the storm has come past Moore County. All right. So Moore County is in the clear from this particular severe thunderstorm warning. Still pretty concerned about very strong damaging wind gusts here moving into Estill Springs. And we're just going to watch the UT Space Institute camera if it stays on here. I want to see how good this will be. But Tullahoma, you'll just give it about 5 or 10 more minutes here for the heavy rain to clear. Extremely foggy in Tullahoma, can't see anything. Yeah, it might, it could be a little foggy here. We're looking at the UT Space Institute just south of Tullahoma, as this is along Woods Reservoir coming into downtown, or just on the east side of downtown Estill Springs, okay? So hopefully we can, look at this and see what's coming, because the line does look pretty impressive here coming right at this camera. So it'll be interesting to see what the winds show. Moore County has officially been trimmed back from the tornado warning. Tornado warning has been trimmed back from Moore County, so you're officially good, Moore County. So, also, if you're in Bedford County, you're in the clear from this line of storms here. In the clear from this line of storms in Bedford County. Severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled. I think we might have lost the camera. Okay, no, we still got it. Yeah, this camera here is just south of Arnold Air Force Base, right outside of Estill Springs, and it's about to get pretty interesting here in just a second here, off the Estill Springs radar site. Tullahoma, you got probably 5 minutes at the most before it comes to an end for y'all. Yes, Manchester is in the clear. Manchester's fine. we're just watching this line push into Estill Springs at the UT Space Institute. Um, yeah, I mean they're probably reporting the I'll look at the. I have noted that there is some rotation, and it's about to come right over the Space Institute camera, but it's fairly broad, in my opinion. Fairly broad, in my opinion. Yes, Tullahoma should be good now from the severe weather threat. Just some light to moderate rain that'll fall for a little bit on the backside of the storms, but we're uh, we're just now getting some of the good wind gusts here at at the UT Space Institute. Hopefully, y'all can see. There we go. Scroll down just a little bit there. Some pretty good wind gusts, 11, 13 miles an hour. Um, with the severe thunderstorm warning coming through. Bunch of trees down off Highway 130 in Tullahoma. Thank you for the report, Taylor. Yes, lots of heavy rainfall and lightning there in Manchester, but the severe weather threat has come to an end in Manchester. The worst of the storm is going south, but it is about to come into Hillsborough. I'm going to get off the camera here, and so we'll go over to the velocity data. The worst of the winds here coming right into Hillsborough right now along State Route 127 all the way down into Franklin County. So this will be moving towards Stephenson, Glen, Prairie Plains, Calls, and Betsy Willis. Miss Betsy Willis down there in southeastern Coffee County. We'll be getting the strong wind gusts here momentarily. But at Hillsborough, it's on top of you right now. Rough by bypass in Winchester right now. Thank you, Deborah. The wind is really starting to pick up on Stephenson Road in Hillsborough. Thank you, Miss Tammy. Yeah, the worst of the wind is about to be entering extreme southeastern Coffee County. Now this will be, for 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. I do not see a imminent tornado threat for Coffee County. This is just damaging wind potential here in Coffee County. Now here's an overview of kind of all of southern Tennessee, and this whole line is a severe warn, pretty much. So, just not overly concerned, with the severe weather potential on the south end or the far north end, but right here in the middle, where where we're coming through, is where I'm most concerned with the damaging wind gusts. But again, if you were in Shelbyville, you're good to go. Tullahoma is good to go. Manchester is good to go. Moore County is good to go as well. I'm basically just waiting here for the storm to come through. Hillsboro and Glenn and Betsy Willis and Stephenson and Prairie Plains here along I-24 in extreme southeastern Coffee County. So again, I'm going to write this out in the comments here so that we got it, everybody can see it if they don't have the audio on. Oh, I didn't mean to. Okay. So I just pinned a comment here that just has all clear, just in case somebody didn't have the audio on or something. Amanda, this system will likely stay, keep a little bit of its strength moving down towards Chattanooga. So just keep that in mind. I think there's a severe thunderstorm watch down there. Not entirely sure, but yeah, I would definitely be watching this storm if you're down in the Chattanooga area. I didn't really either, John. I can't say that I did either, but just something we had to try to deal with. So, Estill Springs, the worst of the storm, and Estill Springs proper has moved off towards the east. So if you're in Estill Springs, you're good to go now. Could have some stronger wind gusts still on the backside, but the severe weather threat has moved off towards the east. Looking at the reflectivity view again, just seeing how heavy the rain is falling. This is looking off the Huntsville radar site, and our line is about to exit eastern Coffee County. So Stephenson, Glenn, Betsy Willis, Prairie Plains getting in on the worst of the storm now, and it'll be out of here and off onto the plateau in Grundy County here very shortly. We'll look at the velocity data. One last time here and zoom on down into extreme southeastern Coffee County, and the green is where the worst of the winds are. So right along here, and then moving off towards the east. So it's kind of what we're looking at right this current moment. It looks like the Morristown Weather Service has extended the tornado warning eastward towards Chattanooga. It does include Raccoon Mountain there on the eastern side, or on the western side of Chattanooga, I should say, as well as South Pittsburgh, and Jasper, places like that. My phone is buzzing off the wall. I believe this will be all of it. I'm going to go ahead and look at the latest run of some of the weather data. And, we could have some spotty showers, but I think the atmosphere is going to be very worked over from now. Again, tomorrow, we're going to have spotty showers and thunderstorms. The data this afternoon is not as widespread with activity, so could be some good news for us there. But in terms of stormage after this line, I don't see anything in particular that is threatening. Yes, Coffee County and Beech Grove are good. Really just waiting for far extreme southeastern Coffee County at this point. So lots of tornado warnings going on down here in North Alabama, but that's south of our area and moving out. So not going to have any issues here locally with the tornadoes. The worst of it's coming through Cowan now. It's about to exit Cowan. Thank you, Miss Linda, for the stars. I'm not sure why the sirens are going off again. I don't think they've extended the tornado warning or anything. Or I guess they did put out a new tornado warning that goes all the way down towards Anderson on the Alabama state line there along the railroad. But the severe weather threat in Winchester is over. Woods Reservoir is good to go. Yeah, pretty much the only 3 areas in Franklin County that are not good to go are Swanee, Sherwood, and Anderson. If you're in Tracy City, if you're anywhere in Grundy County, you're going to get the worst of it over the next 30 to 45 minutes here. But the worst of the storms are quickly exiting Coffee County. I'm going to stay live here for probably another 5 minutes or so at the most, just to make sure everything's all right, and then we'll be able to call it done with this particular line of severe thunderstorms. Trees down, Mount Herman Road and Hawthorne Road, Petersburg. Thank you for the report, Tim. Tree on house in Franklin County. Where would that be located? Do you have a address there? They are saying people stuck in a car in Winchester. No tornado warning there in Bedford County. No tornado warnings in Bedford County. We are done with the severe weather threat here in Bedford County. If anyone has any damage reports, please send them to me. Pictures would, be much appreciated. You can send them to me on Facebook Messenger, or, send them to me through email. Just make sure give the closest cross street intersection, anything like that would be much appreciated there. As I try to send some reports off to the weather service. So any reports are welcome. The trees down, property damage, stuff like that, and I'll get those reports sent off to the weather service. So looking at the latest radar image here, the worst of the winds have moved off into Grundy County. Still some heavy rainfall, moving through southeastern Coffee County, but I think the worst of the storm here is just about over for us, which is great news. So, looking at the power outages, 20.5% of the county, or 20.5% of Moore County is without power, according to this. According to the radar software here, and this pulls from data from Duck River Electric. So, and that was at 4:15. It could have gone up since then as well. So, probably some trees down. Scattered power outages after this storm has come through. And again, if you have any reports, please send them to me on a Facebook Messenger or at shelbyvillewx@gmail.com, and I will get those sent off to the weather service as needed. But in terms of the severe weather threat, we are winding down here locally. Coffee County is now in the clear from the severe weather threat, and then as well as Bedford and Coffee County is all clear as well here from the severe weather threat. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. Thank you guys for tuning in to the severe weather coverage today. I will be looking out for your reports if you have any, and I'll of course send those reports over to the weather service. So thank you guys for tuning in. This has been meteorologist Elijah Kirby with Shelbyville Weather.